In this video, I'll be showing how to configure the y-axis for our CNC example project. When we configured the x-axis, we assumed that we already knew the motor's article number. For the y-axis, I'll be showing how to choose a motor based on desired specifications and options. I will also be showing how you can copy and paste the x-axis folder for configuration of the y-axis. First, click on New Device within the Group 1 folder. Click Drive Technology, then Drive Dimensioning with Sizer integrated in the TIA selection tool. Rename the newly created folder to Y-axis. Change the country of installation to USA and add a short-term fluctuation of 15%. Choose Multi-Axis Drive System Shared in Feed as the installation method. Because we already created one for our project when configuring the x-axis, choose Select a Multi-Axis Drive System and click OK. Within our project tree, the y-axis folder has now shifted to be a part of the multi-axis drive system with the x-axis. Make sure that Smart Line Module, Servo Motor, and Without Gearbox are all selected, and also make sure that the North America Certificates and Standards box is checked. Select all possible solutions and click Next. For this example CNC system, the rated speed we want is 3000 RPM. We want compact inertia class, self-cooling method, and no brake. There are still many different motors to choose from, so let's add a few more filters. The shaft height is 63 millimeters, and the power is somewhere between 1.5 kilowatts and 2 kilowatts. We now have narrowed our search to 6 suitable motors, and the fourth one is the same one we chose for the x-axis. So let's highlight that motor and click on the Select Motor button. You can adjust the base and overload factors again if desired. Click Next. Again, we will leave these options unchanged and move on to the motor module selection. Click Next. As previously mentioned, we want to link the X and Y axes to the same motor module. The first available motor module has an extra icon next to it that reads Double Motor Module with an already assigned axis when hovered over. It also says linked to x-axis underneath the article number. So this is the motor module we want to select. Highlight the motor module and hit the Select Motor Module button. Click Next. Again, we will not be adding a voltage protection module for this example. Enter the cable configuration by clicking on the cable icon. Click Add Power Connection. We will specify the same cable that we used for the x-axis. Change the length of the cable to 10 meters. This change is now reflected in the selected cable for the configured article selection. Also click Trailable and leave the Speed Connect option. Click OK to add the cable. Let's now take a look at the messages that are currently active for the y-axis folder. The first one says a double motor module is paired with the x-axis, which is exactly what we wanted. So we can dismiss this message by hitting the settings icon and hitting Do Not Show message again. The second one is the same disclaimer that we saw when we configured the x-axis. we can safely dismiss this message as well. We have now fully configured the y-axis motor. You'll notice that the motor we chose for the y-axis is the same that we chose for the x-axis. When you know that you are creating an axis with the same motor, it's quicker and easier to just copy and paste the folders within the multi-axis drive system. I will now show you how to do that as well. First, I'm going to delete the y-axis folder from our project. Click on x-axis, then copy. Right-click on DC link, and then paste. Rename the pasted axis to y-axis. When using the copy and paste method, you still need to link the axes to the same double motor module. To do that, click on the motor module for the x-axis, click on Dimension, highlight the motor module that has the link icon next to it, and select the motor module. We can now see the blue text underneath the article number that says that it is linked to the y-axis. Similarly, when we go to the motor module for the y-axis, we can see that it says it is linked to the x-axis now. Up to this point, we have configured x and y axes for our example CNC system project. In the next video, we will configure the z-axis motor using mechanical data and traverse cycles.